everyone, and welcome to Timber Talk. I'm Angelia, and I'm here with my awesome teammates. Here we have Adis, Aisha, Wan. In this episode, we're diving into something practical important and super relevant in construction, the timber preservation process. Now, timber may be natural and strong, but it's not invisible. Without the right protection, it can be decay, weaken, or even collapse over time. So, today we're exploring what timber preservation is, why does it matter, how it's done, and where it is in the real world. Let's get into it. Let's start with the big question. Why do we need to preserve timber? Well, untreated timber is vulnerable to all sorts of problems: root, termites, fungus, and moisture damage. And once timber starts breaking down, it loses strength fast. Preserving it means we extend its lifespan. We make it more durable in harsh conditions, and we reduce replacement and repair costs, especially for buildings or structures exposed to the environment. But the benefits go beyond that. Timber preservation supports environmental sustainability by reducing timber waste, encouraging responsible forestry, and even enhancing carbon storage in wood. And economically, it supports the timber industry, increases the value of treated wood, and creates jobs from chemical treatment to construction.
Thanks, Angelia. Now that we understand the why, let's look at the how. There are actually three main types of timber preservation methods. First, we have chemical, physical, and biological. Chemical methods include things like pressure treatment, surface spraying, or using special biocides. These methods add preservative to protect the wood against fungi and insects. Then, we have physical methods like heat treatment, kiln drying, and the acetylation process. These change the physical state or structure of the timber to improve durability. And lastly, there are biological methods, which is pretty cool because they use natural substances like oils or even friendly fungi or bacteria to help protect the wood. Each method has different advantages depending on how the timber will be used. Now, one will break down the chemical preservation side for us.
Right, thanks Aisha. So let's talk about chemical preservation. Probably the most widely used method, especially in constructions. The most effective method here is pressure treatment. Timber is placed in a sealed chamber where all the air is removed, and then preservatives are forced deep into the wood under high pressure. That means the chemical protections goes all the way through, not just the surface. This makes it great for outdoor timber, utility poles, fence, and even bridge. Other simpler methods include brushing or spraying, which are easy and cheap but only treat the surface. These are useful for timber used indoor or protect. There's also dipping, where the timber is submerged in a preservative solution for a few minutes. It's offers more penetration than brushing but still doesn't go as deep as pressure treatment. We also use different types of biocides like chopper-based preservative, boron compounds, or synthetic fungicides. These are designed to kill or prevent fungi, insects, and other decay-causing organisms.
Nice one, Amma. Now let's move on to physical methods. One of the main physical treatments is heat treatment, where timber is heated in a controlled environment. No chemical involved. This improves the wood resistance to insects and fungal attack and make it more stable in shape. Then we have kiln drying, which is important for reducing the timber moisture content. Timber with too much moisture can warp, crack or grow mold. So drying it in a kiln helps make it a stronger and more consistent. Another advanced method is the acetylation process. This is where the timber is chemically altered to make it more stable and water resistant. It's long lasting and non-toxic, but the downside is that it can be quite costly. Now, onto biological methods. This includes using natural oil like linseed or tung oil, or even natural wax like beeswax. Some researchers are even experimenting with beneficial fungi or bacteria to protect timber in eco-friendly ways. These methods are great for sustainability but may not be as effective outdoor or in extreme conditions. And just a quick reminder, safety is a big deal when it comes to chemical treatments. Workers must always wear PPE like gloves, goggles, and masks, especially when handling strong biocides or preservatives. There are also industry standards to follow, including environmental regulation that limit where and how chemical can be used, especially near water or food areas.
Alright, now let's look at how preserved timber is used in real projects. In residential construction, it's used for floor, decks, roofing, and furniture, and it can last decades with minimal damage. In commercial buildings, preserved timber is used in cladding, framing, and outdoor feature, all meeting strict safety and strength standards. And in infrastructure like bridge, utility poles, or railway track, pressure treat timber is exposed to extreme weather and load, and it hold up way better than untreated wood. The cost of treatment is worth it compared to the damage untreated timber can cause.
Even though timber preservation is super helpful, it's not without its challenges. For example, climate change makes it harder to protect timber in extreme environments. Some preservatives are being banned due to health and environmental concerns, and timber competes with materials like steel, plastic, and concrete, but the industry is adapting. New innovations like nanotechnology, smart sensors in wood, and eco-friendly preservatives are changing the game. These advances make timber stronger, more sustainable, and easier to monitor over time.
And that wraps up today's episode of Timber Talk. We hope you learned something new about the preservation process and its importance.
It's not just about keeping wood from rotting, it's about building smarter and protecting natural resources.
Preserved timber means longer lasting buildings, safer structures, and fewer environmental impacts.
Thanks for listening. This has been Timber Talk, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.